Nicklos Frank of Tetraknot.com, and today we have the man behind Rabbit Junk, JP. Hi, JP.
Hey, how you doing?
Oh, pretty good. So what have you been up to lately? That's nice. Anyway, so I got some questions for you. What have you been working on recently?
I've been working on two new singles for Rabbit Junk. One's called Lucid Summations, and the other track is called What Doesn't Kill You Will Make You a Killer. Hope to have them released next week. Pretty excited about these two new singles because they're taking Rabbit Junk yet again in some directions that I haven't previously explored.
What other acts have you been involved with over the past God knows how many years? You've been involved in the music scene for well over a decade now, haven't you?
Yeah, my first band was the Shizit, and that's really got started in 1999, and that was part of the digital hardcore scene in the United States. So the Shizit toured with Alec Empire in the UK. My projects are primarily Rabbit Junk, and then Wolves Under Sail, a folk metal band. The Named, which was previously the Shizit. So in 1999, I have a band called the Shizit, and I think the most notable song that I released was called Gak Bitch. And this was during like the MP3.com days, and we got a track on MP3.com, and MP3.com itself just blew up, and so all the bands associated with MP3.com just got a lot of exposure.
That's cool.
And the Shizit ended up being the #1, industrial metal band for many, many months, for I don't know, many years maybe.
You played EMP too, right?
Yeah, and that's during the time we played EMP. We went on tour with Alec Empire in the UK. A lot was happening, and things really changed when that internet bubble crashed. Eventually, I think it was 2001. The fortunes of the Shizit kind of rose and fell within empathy.com. I don't think that's really recognized by a lot of people, but it's and there's a ton of bands from that era that kind of had the same experience. But and tensions with it between Brian and I got really bad, and our relationship got really kind of dysfunctional, and we decided to split up and dissolve the Shizit. So I changed the name from the Shizit to the Named. The title for a band, The Named, actually had a lot more significance for me. At the time, I was taking sociology classes, and I was being exposed to people like Linda Tuffi-Smith and Patricia Hill Collins, and all these people who were like, the process of naming is a political act, and it's very, very powerful. And whoever gets to determine a name really gets to determine the identity for something.
Yeah, I just want to know, how did Rabbit Junk get started?
So I lifted the name from it's like an unaccredited beat poem from the 40s, and it's there's a line in there, it's blah 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 blah, run Rabbit Junk. And I think that some other artists also use the name Run Rabbit Junk. So I've seen that a lot.
Oh!
So
I'll shoot a Run DMC.
Yeah. So it was just me, and some girl, the other vocalist was already my wife at that time. One of the things I just kind of heard in my head was like, I really want to work with female vocals. I love female vocals. I especially love like female pop punk, bratty sounding vocals, and I was thinking, it would sound really cool next to really masculine screaming vocals, and she had never done anything like that before, and had never expressed interest in doing any vocals, and so I just pulled her into the little studio that I had set up, and I said, look, babe, it's really, really easy. I just need you to go like, whoa, or yeah, or just scream behind me, and it's just going to add a little extra something to these tracks. And so in the very beginning, it was just genuine. And I recorded that record and had no intention of releasing it as a record. It was just going to be a demo. But, and I can't remember how I made the decision to set up a website and start selling it online. And I have no idea how people found out about it. But I sold 1,000 copies. So,
online?
In a year. Yeah, online.
Wish we had his problem.
Yeah. So, and I didn't do anything to procure those sales. I have no idea why. I had a lot of support from a guy called Malcolm Doan, who is a radio DJ in the UK. I did some phone interviews, and he reviewed the record in Metal Hammer magazine, and he gave it like a 9 out of 10, which I really don't think that record deserves a 9 out of 10, but I guess it's how it struck him. And I think that probably, I just got some straight up free media elite support, and I again, doing that either. It just came my way, and so.
Kind of like right now.
Kind of like right now. And so that's what established Rabbit Junk. And as soon as the first album was done, I started recording the next album, which was Nicklos Frank.
I just want to know, how well are you known around? Because I noticed that like over the years, especially getting into Rabbit Junk and everything, I've seen a lot of people from like Australia and other areas just with Rabbit Junk tattoos. I mean, it's blown up quite a bit.
I don't have any way to assess the size of Rabbit Junk's fan base. There's no. I mean, if you go online and you look at like, how many plays do they have, how many friends do they have. I mean, I think that those are really over 30. But yeah, there's like a lot of people with Rabbit Junk tattoos. I feel kind of bad because I don't have a Rabbit Junk tattoo. I'm like, maybe I should get a Rabbit Junk tattoo. But and there's some really, really dedicated fans, and there's a number in the U.S., but also definitely in the UK. When I'm mailing out CDs or records or shirts to people, it's all over the UK, and there's definitely a big pocket in Scotland.
Nice.
Who are like they're awesome people, and they're really fucking cool. They stay in touch with me via Facebook, and they're people I really value. Then there's a bunch of fans in Australia, so it's basically just North America, UK, European mainland, and Australia. For a little while there, I was selling some records in Japan, but just really kind of stopped. So I think there was maybe like 6 fans in Japan, and then they just got sick of it. I don't know. So of course I wanted to be big. I was like, oh, I so want to be big in Japan because that would be the coolest thing in the world, but it never really took off.
You should totally do a cover of that song.
Totally. So I feel really lucky.